I am so grateful for every fall I experienced as a child learning to ride my bicycle. For every scar, for every mark, for every sore arm and leg from falling, even the couple of times that required stitches, I would not take back those falls. I would not take back the pain that accompanied those falls or the embarrassing moments when learning tricks and the falls came fast and hard. Some falls required some patching up from Mom, but when Mom wasn't around or I was out riding with my buddies, all I could do and all I wanted to do was to get back up and keep riding. Even when we experienced flat tires away from home, none of us left our bikes by the side of the road or threw them away in disgust. We walked those bikes home. And if we were far away from home, we took turns walking the bikes. We made it home, helped each other patch the tires, put air in them, and waited anxiously for tomorrow to head back out on the same road. Think about it. Those of you who learned to ride a bicycle early in life, there's no university in the world that can mimic the real-time lessons we were learning back then. Because the most powerful part of those falls was not the getting back up to ride, rather it was the mental toughness we were building, the inner desire, and the drive to learn. That's what made us fearless. We knew and fully accepted the reality that falling was an integral part to learning to ride. It was necessary. It could not and would not be avoided for anyone. Wow. What a great equalizer. Because listen, you could not pay or pray your way out of falling. The bicycle just stood there on its kickstand, as if to say, I will go where you ride me to. But understand, my function is not to teach you to ride, and my function is not to prevent you from falling. There's no magic to it. The not so rich and the rich all must fall. If you have the discipline and the courage to come back, I'm here for you. So here's a question to honestly ask yourself. Can I remain constant, committed, and courageous to accomplish something knowing there will be falls? Do I understand that I will not and cannot possibly be right about every decision? Can I keep disappointment separated so I don't begin to feel like a disappointment? To experience genuine success, victory, and accomplishment, falling cannot be avoided. The falls are a mandatory element of the learning process. Wow. I wish you could see the smile inside me right now as I think back on some of those bicycle moments growing up. So let me now really bring you into my thought. If we endeavor, if we really try to accomplish something meaningful for our own life, there necessarily must be some falls. And why do I advocate that there must be some falls? Because the University of Life baked it in that way. Triumphs and victories, some of them have their greatest impact when they rise up from letdown, trial and error, learning decisions. Think about rising up from a toxic relationship that you survived, or the betrayal by a business partner, family member that you survived. What about when you suffered because someone's lie defeated your truth, but you came out of all of it? And yet it all constitutes falling in life, but it does not constitute failing. So here's perhaps what's most profound of my childhood victory of learning to ride a bicycle. It's this. No matter what happened, my buddies and I never, ever considered giving up riding our bikes. To stop riding was not even a remote thought. In all of my childhood and in our entire neighborhood, I don't ever remember any boy or girls who gave up learning to ride or gave up riding because of a fall or because they were afraid to fall. We taught our younger brothers and sisters to ride and kept the assembly line of new riders moving. Falling was not a sentence of failure, no matter how often you fail. Falling was a mandatory part of learning to do this thing, and once learned, what we learned would last a lifetime. Both the riding and the lessons learned from the falls. You see, each fall was moving us closer to the Lifetime Achievement Award of getting up from my falls and not quitting until I won, until I learned to ride. It was the mental discipline of wanting to learn, needing to conquer, and understanding that if others around me can learn, then here I go too. Yeah, we wore our scars and wounds as badges of honor. They signified our courage and accomplishment. But those falls teach us lifelong lessons. My father told us this about riding bicycles. He said, and I quote, "Remember this, when you fall, something has to give, and the asphalt or the concrete is not going anywhere." End quote. That was my dad. He was saying this: understand that when you fall, you're going to feel it. Then he said, the question is, do you have what it takes, meaning the courage, to get back up and keep riding? Learning to ride my bicycle was one of the most powerful, informal lessons in my life. It taught me focus, discipline, and resilience. And so I am so grateful that I went through it. And now I will leave you with this final thought from Jim Rohn. Mr. Rohn said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Listen, strength and courage to you on your journey of life. This is E. Conway from the Inside Out.